Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Weekend's finally here. Yay for all those that work 9 to 5. Always looking forward to a good weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes, or a couple seconds, I should say, for people to join us so that we can get started. I'm excited to share with you tips on how to set your goals and also tips on how to accomplish them, which is key. Hi, everyone. Okay. I'm just gonna dive right in so that way I don't hold you on here for too long. I'm sure you have a lot of amazing weekend plans ahead of you. So, I want to talk today about goals, and you've seen on my Instagram that this is something I bring up a lot because I feel like if you're not working towards something, whether it's small, big, whatever it may be, you're kind of just living to work in terms of like, I'm living to make money, but I'm not having a good time with that money. You're not doing anything with it, at least nothing that maybe you really want to do with it. So that's why I want you to take some time, maybe this weekend, to think about what your goals are so that you can truly make the best of your life and what you want out of it. So when you get clear about your goals, you are able to achieve them. And I know that sounds weird, or I should say it sounds very, common, but a lot of people don't actually have clarity on what their goals are, which makes it harder for them to attract them. And what I mean by this is you might have the idea that you want to buy a house, but you don't know what exactly it is you want your house to look like, how many rooms you want, how many bathrooms. You don't really know the details of it. So what tends to happen is that you're looking online and you're going to see these houses and they're not meeting your standards. And that's because you're not really clear on what you want. So you're having a hard time attracting them. So when you get clear on what your goals are, it'll look something like this. You are going to figure out when you're going to use it. For example, if you want to buy a purse or a new computer or something physical, you're like, I'm going to use this I'm going to use it for work, or whenever I go to the restaurant, I'm going to, bring my fancy luxury brand name Prada bag. And what will happen is that you end up creating this burning desire for it because now you're going out for dinner with a bag that's not designer, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, it would be so nice if I had that designer purse. So you're creating that desire for the purse without already having it, which is what you want. You want that fire burning inside of you that's like, I want this purse, okay? Like, I want to be able to go to the restaurant with my Prada purse and just feel like $1 million. So you're creating that burning desire, and it's going to make it that much easier for you to make that dream come true. So let's walk through how to figure out your goals and then how to make them happen. A lot of people actually have a hard time figuring out what their goals are and how to get them specific. So follow along with me. I'm going to give you my tips on how to do this, and then also how to create a roadmap to get those goals, or to make them happen quicker, I should say. Okay, so step 1, I want you to make a list of the things or goals you want. And I want you to at least have 10 things on this list. And that can look anything from big things like buying a house, changing your career, going on a dream vacation to Bali for a month, or it could look something like, I want to learn how to dance, like I really want to learn how to salsa dance, I want to learn how to snowboard, I want to buy a new computer, I want to buy my Prada bag. It can look like anything, okay? I just want you to write at least 10 things. If it's more than that, no problem. So that's step 1. Step 2, I want you to look at this list and see if there are any themes that you notice. So for example, you may see, I'll give you my example. My list contained a lot of things that were travel related. So it had, I want to do 2-month vacation in Europe. I want to be featured in magazines or online publications about my travel stories. I want to have an Instagram account for people to contact me and ask me questions about my travel experiences. So all those 3 goals revolved around traveling. So that was a theme of an overarching goal that I really want to accomplish in my life. So that's step 2. trying to see if there's anything that's common about your goals. So that way you can kind of group them together. Now from this list, I want you to narrow it down to your top 3. And that might be hard to do. And I'm not saying that your other goals aren't important, but you need to create that burning desire. And it's going to be really hard to do if you're trying to accomplish 10 things. Versus if you're trying to do 3, you're going to get it done a lot quicker because you're only focusing on 3 things. Okay? So I want you to choose the top 3 things that are gonna change your life. The things that are gonna make you feel accomplished, that are gonna make you feel like maybe new chapters are gonna start, or things that are just gonna make you feel excited. And you might be thinking that these would be really big items, like buying a house, but they don't really have to be. For example, for me, one of those goals was buying a new computer, which is obviously not as expensive as buying a house. But I knew that if I bought a new computer, that would mean that my original computer that was 10 years old would be out the window. And it was holding me back from really focusing on my business and moving forward because it was just so slow. It was really hard to get anything done on it. So I knew that by buying my computer, it was going to open new doors for me in terms of I wasn't going to procrastinate. I wasn't going to have these excuses that are going to hold me back from other aspects in my life. So that was a big one for me, although it's not as big as buying a house. But that was one of my top 3 goals. Now, you're going to take all your information, you have your 3 goals that you really want to accomplish, and I want you to write out for each one of them what gets to change in your life by hitting this goal. So the example I just gave about the laptop, I knew that by buying a new one, what got to change in my life is that I wouldn't procrastinate on things as much. I would be able to get my work done quicker. So that's something that's going to change in my life. For example, if you want to do your dream vacation to Bali for a month, what gets to change in your life when you go on that dream vacation? It could be I get to have an amazing trip. I get to learn a new culture. I get to try new foods if you're a huge foodie. Those are things that are going to change your life when you achieve these goals. And the reason I want you to answer this question for each one of your 3 goals is because it's going to help you create that desire for it. Because then you're going to want to go to Bali so much more because you can't wait to try all those unique foods that they have or check out all those beautiful islands and beaches, okay? So that's going to help you create that burning desire that I talked about earlier. Then the next question I want you to answer for each one of these 3 goals is how does you achieving this goal change the life of others? And this one might be a little bit harder to wrap your head around. So if you have any questions, let me know. More than happy to answer them in the comments. But think of it this way. If you go on your trip to Bali, you're constantly surrounded by people, right? Like you come back home, you talk to your family, you talk to your friends about your trip. So what that happens is what changes in their life is that they are now living through your experiences. So maybe you come back and you make one of these dishes that you tried in Bali for your family. So that's something that's changing in their life. Maybe they now feel inspired to go on their dream vacation. That's something that changes in other people's lives based on you achieving your goal. Okay? So think about it like that. It can be as simple as they'll see how happy I am and they're going to want to be equally as happy. But you just want to get clear on that because if you're too selfish about it, sometimes it makes it a little bit harder to reach your goals because you start feeling a little guilty. So make sure that it's not only focused on you, but everyone else as well. Then I want you to create a roadmap to get closer to your goal. And the way that you do this is, I'll give you 2 examples. One, if you want to grow your Instagram followers, because you want to be known as a travel expert. Okay, so what can you do for that? Step 1, I need to be more active on social media. I need to be posting every day. I need to be engaging with other accounts that focus on travel. Maybe I need to start a blog so that way I can share my stories through there. Maybe I need to plan monthly lives where I talk about specific trips or post specific videos. So those are some actions that you can start taking to grow your Instagram account and achieve your goal of having more followers. Same thing for going on your trip to Bali. Look up how much flights cost. Sometimes we're not really aware of how much it's going to cost us to achieve our goals until we actually go to pay for it and we're like, oh no, I do not have that much money saved for it. So get clear on how much the flight is. What hotel do you want to stay at? Look them up and see if they have newsletters that you can sign up for, because sometimes they'll offer discounts in those and then you'll be the first to find out about it. And then that means you're going to get a deal on your stay there, which is fantastic. Look up excursions you can do. Same thing. If they have some sort of newsletter you can sign up for, do it, because they usually release deals on there as well. If you tend to travel a lot, definitely sign up for some sort of point system, so that way you can get enough points to eventually travel for free or at half the cost. Okay, so those are your roadmap to helping you achieve your goal, because what you're doing with that for the travel is you're decreasing the cost of it, making it easier and easier for you to get to that goal of going on your trip to Bali. Okay, then I want you to write down, what are you willing to do? So what are you willing to do to make this goal come to life? I am willing to take out a credit card that focuses on collecting points for travel so that it's a lot easier for me to go on my trip. I am willing to ask my parents for $500 so that I can pay for that hotel that I want to stay at with the beautiful view. So what are you willing to do? And then I want you to do the opposite. What are you not willing to do? And that could look like, I don't want to ask anyone for money. And the reason I want you to write down what you're not willing to do is because it's important for you to know what your boundaries are. And also, at first, you may not want to do them, but when you think about it and you create that desire for your goal, that might change. You might be like, you know what, this is an opportunity and I'm going to take the risk, even though it's not something that I really, really want to do, but I know it's not the end of the world. And it opens up that possibility as well. So also write down what you're not willing to do. Okay, so these tips should help you set your goals, get clear on what they are and how they're going to benefit your life, and also create a roadmap to getting closer to making those dreams a reality for you. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful, and I am releasing a free workbook, completely free, with 5 steps on how you can make your dreams a reality. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment or send me a DM and I'll send it to you. It has some good prompts, including how to get clear on your goals, how to create that roadmap. So let me know if you're interested. I hope you find some great value from this and that you get very clear on your goals and you make them a reality. Best of luck.